Today we're looking at English Language Paper 1, Question 2. If you like the content, please like and subscribe.
Question 2, you want to spend 10 minutes on. You want to analyse 2 or 3 methods and their effect in each paragraph. Some methods should be explored in detail. The methods you should be looking for are verbs, adjectives, adverbs, similes, metaphor, personification, repetition, short sentences. And you can write about their effects on the reader. Okay. You need to be finding the obvious quote, but telling the examiner the deeper meanings of those quotes. A bit like this iceberg here. We can see the top of the iceberg. Underneath is much more substance. So again, for this question, question 2, you want a language technique, then a reference, a quote, and then why has the writer used that technique. For example, Shakespeare used a metaphor when Malcolm describes Macbeth as a dead butcher. This suggests that Macbeth was ruthless, callous, and a tyrant. So you've got the technique, metaphor, quote, dead butcher, and then this suggests this. So this is the extract we're going to read for question 2. We are confined to one cell block and not allowed in any other. From our cell block, we can go to the yard, the mess hall, or our job. Movements are allowed hourly during a 10-minute period. Many of us spend our free time in the yard, which is a precious place indeed. In the yard, we have handball courts, tennis courts, weights, basketball, volleyball, a running track, green grass, and miles of blue sky and fresh air. It's the place where we play, shaking off the dust, disease, and gloom of the cage. A man with an afternoon job may come to spend his mornings on the yard, afternoons at work, and his evenings studying in his cell. This routine is as certain to him as the years he must do. Back in the cell block, some of us remove our running shoes and go back to bed, sleeping all day and tossing and turning all night. Others sit in the stuffy cell block and watch the rays of sunshine filtering through the iron security screens on the windows. Down the bottom of the box, then I've written juxtaposition between the rays of sun and the iron security screens reflects the misery of seeing freedom but being imprisoned. Sun symbolizes hope, aspirations, liberation, but the iron screens reflect the inescapable incarceration or entrapment that the narrator is experiencing. Okay, so that's the technique. Talk about their juxtaposition, use that quote there and those notes. Taking away the yard spoils our routine and unbalances our body clocks. Tempers begin to go bad. We snap at each other like too many rats crammed into a cardboard box. Hating becomes second nature. So we've got the simile, like too many rats crammed into a cardboard box. This portrays the prisoners animalistic, dehumanized, oppressed, victimized, reduced to vermin. Because they've been dehumanized so thoroughly, they're reduced to vermin. Also portrays them as unhygienic because rats are unhygienic. And the fact that it says crammed into a cardboard box shows that he's perhaps surrounded by craftiness because rats are associated with craftiness. So what we're looking at is how does the writer use language to describe being confined in a prison? The 2 boxes of information can help you answer this question, but those annotations are something you need to be doing in your exam by yourself. So these are the sentence starters I would use for question 2. Evidently, the writer portrays, and then you could put one of these notes in, the writer portrays the misery of seeing freedom but being imprisoned. For example, rays of sunshine and the iron security screens. In other words, the sun represents hope and joy and aspiration. More specifically, the juxtaposition highlights the misery. Okay, so use the notes that we got and fill in these sentence starters. Additionally, the writer shows, and then you can use the second one, shows that the prisoners have been dehumanized by this confinement. For example, like too many rats crammed into a cardboard box. And then you analyze that quote with those sentence starters. Structure is going to improve your grade.